Hi, today in our section 2, we will be viewing the overview of SAP S4 HANA Finance concepts, nothing but the contents. We are going to view the contents which are delivered in your SAP course. So basically here we have the course divided into modules. Altogether we have 5 modules. Coming to module 1, we will be going to discuss about overview of SAP S4 HANA Simple Finance, like the main prerequisites which are required to maintain or to work on SAP Simple Finance platform. So first, this overview will be having. For example, we have few overviews like overviews of the implementation prerequisites. What are the implementation prerequisites? Now to get into SAP S4 HANA Finance or SAP Simple Finance HANA, what are the implementation prerequisites you need to have it. So we will be learning that also in the coming few minutes. Then we analyze the universal journal and some S4 finance terminology here. We will learn what exactly, because one of the main concept of SAP Simple Finance HANA is all revolves around your universal finance as well as the central universal journal, and as well the central finance. So we will be having an analyzation of this universal journal as well few SAP S4 HANA finance terminologies. Then we will be learning about the architecture of the simple finance. What is the present architecture of simple finance and what is the various extensibility we have it in this architecture. So we will be learning that. Then analyzing the SAP Central Finance, which is also called as CFIN, SAP CFIN. Then we will be learning about what are the options for your reporting purpose, like what are the different options we can avail in SAP S4 HANA, Simple Finance HANA. Then yes, very most user experienced interface, which is nothing but SAP Fiori. Basically, we will be learning about the SAP Fiori, like what exactly, and it looks like a flower because in an Italian language, Fiori means flower. So we will be seeing, even when we open the application itself, we will find the Fiori symbol, like flower symbol. We'll see that. Then we'll be learning about the central finance overviews in our simple finance. Then we will be learning about the migration process for the SAP Finance on-premises edition. We have learned in our first session itself what exactly is on-premise solution as well as cloud solution. Basically, SAP Simple Finance HANA or SAP S4 HANA can be deployed in 2 ways, or we have two deployment options, or two or more than two options, like basically on-premise option as well as SAP on cloud. So we will be learning what is on-premise edition here through migration process as well as on cloud, which is nothing but system starting point. And in our module 2, we will be learning about the general ledger accounting concepts. So before migrating, what are the configurations required to create a particular general ledger? And after migration, what are the things we are going to learn? For example, here to maintain your general ledger accountings, we have to first do the configuration relating to your SAP General Ledger Accounting. What is a before migration configuration? Nothing but the basic ECC concepts, like whatever we were doing in the configuration part, like how to create General Ledger Master, what are the prerequisites configurations to be done to create one ledger. So that things we'll be discussing here. Then we will be discussing about the exchange rates, nothing but the configuration of exchange rates, bank master data, and defining house banks. Though we learned that we are not going to configure asset cash management here, but an overview of the bank master data as well as house management takes place. We will be learning about the create and the reverse general ledger transfer postings, nothing but the GL postings. We will be learning about the GL as well as the transfer postings. And then we will do few cross company code postings. Then we create the profit center and segments. Here we create both primary and secondary cost element in FS00 itself, unlike your ECC. And you maintain tolerances, tax codes, as well as post documents with document splitting procedure, which is one of the major characteristic of new GL concept. Then we will be configuring general ledger accounting for migration in SAP. So before migration and after migration, or for migration, what are the configurations we will be doing in the general ledger accounting. Let's talk about module 3, where we will be discussing about the accounts payable and accounts receivable concepts. So here we will be learning about a concept called business partner. So that the new enhancement in SAP S/4HANA is a concept of business partner. So here business partner is one who can be your employee, who can be your customer, who can be your vendor. So we would configure the business partners, and we would see how to maintain it, then post invoices and payments, and as well as through your special GL transactions. So we have learned in our ECC concept that what are the special GL transactions we are going to configure. Like A is for down payments. It can be for your customers or vendors. Same code is given A as your down payments. Likewise, we will be learning about reverse invoices and payments, and we will be doing the open items and block the open items for payments. Then very most important, APP, payment program configuration, and manage the partial payments. Then what is the integration between your customers and vendors, or vendors to customers, or customers to vendors, we will be learning here. Then yes, we will be learning about the procurement as well as the sales integration part in new general ledger accounting. Yeah, very most important concept. We will be learning about the old asset accounting configuration, nothing but configuring asset accounting in SAP. Then new asset accounting for migration purpose. Then once you migrate it, you need to activate this new asset accounting. Then only the migration cockpit will be released. Then here we will be creating an asset, posting an asset, results of posting or results of migration we will be seeing after the depreciation running. Then yes, here we are going to create primary cost elements, secondary cost elements, as well as the statistical elements. And also we define a default account assignment here. And we will be learning how to lock the period entries or period transactions. Then here we will be seeing the ledgers, the management of ledgers in SAP accounting, how it is going to done in SAP Central Finance HANA. And we also provide an overview of new asset accounting functions, like what are the functions it carries out. Yeah, we do partial scrapping and acquisitions, asset acquisitions, like what are the special asset acquisitions we'll be learning here. And we also go for the maintenance of your depreciations run and understanding the new architecture of SAP management accounting, and we will be seeing the configuration between your FI and CEO concepts, and also we will be learning about the material ledger update here. Then the next module what we are going to talk about is all about financial closing, year-end and month-end closing activities. What are the provisions? What are the exchange rate valuations we are going to configure here? And what is your balance sheet and profit and loss? How to configure your balance sheet and profit and loss here we are going to learn about it. Then yes, we do the accrual and deferral payments. Apart from this, we work with we will have an overview of some additional topics also, like overview of your cash management functions and how the house banks are going to manage, overview of FSCM credit management, collection management, as well as dispute management, because cash and liquidity management itself talks about your banking, whereas integration of your treasury management as well as credit management is all about your SAP Simple Finance, one of the product. So this we will be learning in our course. So here I've given you, a brief overview of the same. Now next, when we come into the concepts, let's see what is the overview of SAP Simple Finance HANA implementation prerequisites. So what are the prerequisites for your implementation finance? So here we would be learning that SAP Simple Finance is one of the business application for finance. So Simple Finance is business application which is designed for finance modules and which includes SAP accounting that we have learned just now, SAP treasury and cash management, and SAP BBC. So BBC is not that much used, but very much we work on SAP accounting as well as the treasury and account management, cash management configurations here. Basically, SAP introduced S4HANA Business Suite. So we learned that what is Business Suite and what is Suite for HANA and what is Suite on HANA. So it is Business Suite. So here we are learning about all about SAP Business for Suite, which not only includes finance functions but also the logistics functions on the HANA platform. Yes, it is not only SAP Simple Finance. As for Simple Finance, we do have different concepts relating to logistics also, like SAP S for logistics, SAP S for sales, SAP S for success factors. Like that, we do have different functions even in the logistics end also, which function on the HANA platform itself. After the successful execution of SAP Simple Finance, SAP launched SAP Simple S4 HANA. So after Simple Finance, we have get into SAP S4 HANA. So that is why interchangeably we term SAP S4 HANA as well the SAP Simple Finance HANA also. And here SAP S4 HANA Finance, earlier known as SAP Simple Finance, like I told you, right? It is basically an interchangeable word. So earlier it was known as SAP Simple Finance HANA. Now we call it as SAP S4 HANA Finance. And it is an accounting and a standard product for SAP ERP. So SAP Simple Finance is a standard product of SAP ERP, and its growing solutions for financial management and accounting are highly demanded by top financial organizations worldwide. So why not only SAP ECC products but also SAP S4 HANA is more boom because of its enhancement activities or efficiency and effective utilization of its functions. That is the main concept of growing these solutions relating to your financial management and accounting gave pace or gave path to the large organizations and top financial organizations to go with SAP products. So next, S4 HANA 2020. So presently, what is the latest version which you're working is S4 HANA 2020, which is the latest version of the S4 HANA series, which is launched after S4 HANA 1909. So the first S4 HANA was launched in November 2015. So we got 1509. Then it was all about year 1709, 1809, then 1909, and the latest release is all about year 2020, SAP S4 HANA 2020, and even the prior version S4 HANA 1809 or 1809 is still working at many business processes. Yes, 1809 and 1909 is still being used by different or many MNCs nowadays, and it is one of the most important modules of SAP. Yes, S4HANA is one of the most important module in SAP, which is used by top financial companies all over the world, where you learn important functionalities such as SAP ERP systems, develop and manage HANA database, and understand HANA analytics and cloud solutions. So here we do the high performance analytics speed up, and as well as we will be learning about the cloud solutions. So in this way, SAP S4 HANA product also become a boom in the present worldwide scenarios. SAP S4 HANA Finance creates financial and operational data for any organization. Why? From SAP Simple Finance to SAP S4 HANA, it is migrated because it is not only gives you a financial data, but also it manages the operational data of your organization. This particular SAP S4 HANA Finance product, and it also helps to automate the process and evaluate all financial implications with real-time analytics. So why it has got such importance is it automates the process, it automates the business process and evaluates all financial implications with real-time analytics and predictions. So we do here analytical applications or analytical reportings, and at the same time we do the predictions also. Therefore, it helps businesses run professionally in a digital economy. So why it's still running in a smooth and efficiency manner is because of one of the important feature, like it has got a real-time analytical performance as well as the predictional based performance. And what are the prerequisites of your SAP S4HANA is required a basic knowledge of SAP financial modules, basically a finance module like SAP FI, database knowledge as a simple data knowledge, and a very good hands-on knowledge on a few basic concepts of accounting. So here we are not talking about SAP accounting, but generic accounting, like what are the general ledgers, what is an account payable process, what is an accounts receivable process. With this minimum knowledge as a prerequisite, any student or any candidate can get in and learn SAP S4HANA and avail the job opportunities available there. In the next slide, we will be learning about the analyzing of universal ledger. Yeah, the main concept lies in SAP S4HANA or Simple Finance is all about your universal ledger. So here we will be learning about the universal ledger as well as few SAP Finance, Simple Finance terminology. So in this, one of the part is major part goes with your SAP Fiori, which is the user experienced interface, what we can see. Fiori replaces most of the SAP GUI transactions. So earlier or presently in ECC, we are working with GUI based reporting, which is geographical user interface. But with SAP Simple Finance HANA, we will be having a very user experienced interface, Fiori, through which the reports will be maintained. And here, the most of the SAP GUI transactions resembling the more user-friendly smart devices, apps like phone, tablets, etc. So even now, Fiori apps can also be used in the smartphones like your phone and your tabs, etc. And it is a very informative and interactive apps are available in this. So through Fiori interface, we can even use the same thing in your laptop, in your tabs, as well as in your smartphone also, so that we can see the number of outstanding items or account balances in the Fiori apps. So through this enhancement, we can see the outstanding items as well as the balances of that particular account through this particular app, Fiori. Then let's see what is a ledger concept in S4HANA. So we should know what is the ledger concept in S4HANA. So here in SAP FICO, we have parallel ledgers. Yes, in SAP ECC, we have learned about the parallel ledgers. We have learned about the leading ledger, non-leading ledger, which were a part of your new GL concept, that is new general ledger concept. But in as per HANA Finance, we additionally have to work on extension ledgers. Though there we used to work with leading ledgers and non-leading ledgers, where leading ledgers is by default OL or 0L. And here we have to work with extension ledgers, simulation ledgers, as well as the prediction ledgers, because one of the important segment of SAP Simple Finance is always about your analytics phase as well as the prediction phase. So here we do have to configure the extension ledgers, simulation ledgers, as well as the prediction ledgers. So it has been implemented, it has been enhanced from 1809 version onwards with an additional parallel ledger. So from this version, with an additional parallel ledger, we create an additional parallel ledger. Postings are physically made to both the leading ledger as well as the parallel ledger. So through this external ledger concept, automatic posting takes place with your leading ledger as well as your parallel ledger. And we do the adjustments only to the parallel ledger. So what do we do here is, we do whatever adjustments required. We do some rectification entries, right? So the adjustments or the rectification entries here, if we make it to the parallel ledger, automatically it will be applied to your leading ledger also. So that is what we are learning here. Whereas we need to integrate the extension ledgers to a base ledger and only take delta postings. So we'll be learning what is delta postings in further sessions. As a result, when we run a report, so what happens here is when we are upgrading data with your parallel ledger and the base ledger, when we run a report for the extension ledger, whenever we are pulling the report for external ledger, it pulls in both the base ledger as well as the extension ledger. So with one feature, here we can view reports in two ways, like via your extension ledger as well as your base ledger. However, we cannot use we cannot use extension ledgers in asset accounting. Here we cannot use the extension ledgers. And here the one of the enhancement feature is we have additional 8 currencies. We have learned in our demo session also we have more than 3. I said that it is more than, it is 10 plus, right? Yes, it is 8 to 10 plus additionally freely definable currencies we can define it here, so that we can view the report, one report in 10 different currency projects or in 10 different currencies. And it is one of the major difference. So the major difference between your SAP FICO and SAP S4 HANA Finance is all about your currencies. Now, yes, we will be learning about the Universal Journal. Universal Journal is an important part of SAP S4 Finance, S4 HANA Finance. So, we will be learning about the Universal Journal concepts also in detail in our practical sessions. Now, the main function of Universal Journal is to analyze the major impact of your SAP S4 HANA Finance table architecture design on the general ledger accounting. So here we talk about the universal ledger, which is the name itself says universal, nothing but only one journal is maintained, like we will see. Additionally, universal journal also checks. So not only uh, the, not only the tables, but also it checks the impact of business process transactions and configuration changes. So what is the impact going to work it on your configurations as well as in your processes? Here the universal journal will state you. A universal journal is created whenever anything is posted from any module. So why it is so important is whenever we post any entry from any module, and each can be displayed as before using the displayed document using transaction FB03. So earlier in SAP ECC or SAP FICO, what we were learning in FB03, we can only view only one finance document, that is a finance related document. Nowhere we were able to view the HR document or your sales document or your procurement documents. But here through Universal Journal, we can view any posted entry through FB03. Like that, we can still post documents using GUI transaction. So here, why it is so important is we can also post documents using our GUI transactions like FB50, which used to do postings, FB50L. Also for the posting, we can use Fiori, which is more user friendly. So nowadays, instead of FB50 or FB50L, we can use through Fiori app, this sort of document viewing or posting documents. So Universal Journal is known as single source of truth. One of the advantage or one of the benefits of using or one of the benefits of implementing SAP S4 HANA in an organization is because it is single source of truth. As the name itself as a given a proverb kind of is like Universal Journal is known as single source of truth. So whatever is there in a single shot, we can view it. For finance, management accounting, nothing but the CO, which we have learned in FICO. So basically management accounting is termed as CO. COPA analysis, that is controlling profitability analysis, machine learning, and asset accounting. So this, I'm sorry, management accounting and your asset accounting, we have done all this in our FICO, that is finance concept. Now here, this includes all cost objects like cost centers, internal orders, as well as the WBS elements. So Universal Journal not only maintains concept relating to one module, it has diversified into different modules, and we can view all the data at one place through one Universal Journal. Whenever we post any new document from any other app, like from any other application, like logistics, or some other HRM place, finance to controlling, the system generates a single document. So here, why it is called single source of truth is, from whichever part you posted entry, it will generate you only one single document. It can be from logistics to finance, or finance to logistics, or finance to controlling. There will be generation of one single document itself. And this document is a part of the Universal Journal, and all other areas like CO postings, COPA will be maintained here. Apart from this, we will also have a material ledger, which is called as a cryptic document. What is this cryptic document? We will be learning in these sessions. However, if any document flows from CO to FI, so controlling to FI, cost reposting and month-end allocation is to be done. So basically FI to CO, it is freely available or freely postable. But when you do CO to FI, cost reposting activities will take place. Nothing but cost reposting or month-end allocations. Then the CO document will have the original document. So through this cost reposting option or a month-end allocation, the CO document will have the original document status. Subsequently, with a reference to that document, so with the reference of this document, you will have a CO document posting, and we will get a new document in FI. So through this process, a new original document will also be generated in FI. And both the documents are part of your Universal Journal. Nothing but both will show you the same impact. Though the document numbers are different, you will have a same impact on your Universal Journal. So let us learn what is the latest application we are working with SAP. So the latest version is S/4HANA 2020, which was released in October 2020. And the main feature of this latest version is, compared to earlier version, that is 1809 or 1909, is that it offers improved financial accounting and newly introduced concept called RAR, nothing but revenue accounting and reporting. So basically, this is the main concept which is listed in S/4HANA 2020. So we will be learning an overview of this RAR at the end of the course, but not everything into RAR, because RAR not exactly is into this. It has to be done with your BW analytics also. So that will be learning an overview of it. Now, what is the architecture of Simple Finance? So what is the present architecture of Simple Finance? So the new architecture of Simple Finance, Universal Journal, serves as a single source for all components with one line table. So nothing but the present architecture is designed based on your Universal Journal, which is called as single source for all your components, which shows with one table itself. And let's see what are the key components of the new architecture. It is multidimensional. Yeah. Through this multidimensional option, the reporting on Universal Journal without performing data replication to BI. So there is no need to work with OLAP or OLTP separately via BI reporting, that is business intelligence. We can here itself through our Universal Journal, we can maintain the multi-dimensional reportings. And yes, Universal Journal as one line item table, with full detail for all the components. No reconciliation is required. Earlier, in order to view the report or in order to draft a report, first reconciliation was the main job which had to be done. So GL reconciliation, your bank reconciliation, your ledger, your accounts, procurement reconciliation, sales ledger have to be reconciled. After reconciliation, we used to draft a report. But here in the Universal Journal, as it is one line item table, there is no needing of reconciliation. And as the data is also stored only once and at once, there is no chance of duplication or misleading the data as well, where there's no need of reconciliation. And it is improved structural capabilities of the financial solution, multi-gap additional currencies. Yes, here we can view the segment wise reporting. So not only based on your gap principles, you can also view the report based on your IFRS, based on UK gap, based on US gap, based on IFRS, as well as additional currencies. Like not one currency, we can view the documents 8 plus currencies, and it supports for the existing ABAC programs or reports to prior tables with read access. So earlier in ECC it was only a display access, but here through it will enable us to read access. So we have an option for reading for the prior tables in this present architecture. So this is about your universal ledger where everything is compiled at one place. Your COPA analysis, your profit center analysis, your material postings, your sales postings. We can view all the things in your segment-wise reporting and more than 8 currencies. So this is where the universal ledger is maintained. Here, few index tables, aggregate tables, and other few tables are removed from the database. Like you can say BSAS, BSAD, BSAK tables, ledger tables, customer line item tables, vendor line item tables like GLT0, KNC1, LFC1, NANEP. This sort of tables have removed from the SAP S4HANA. Here we can easily extend universal journal with customer fields. So what is the main advantage of this is we can extend it universal journal with the customer specified fields. Extensibility is available for all the components that use universal ledger. So how in what ways this extensibility is available is it can be available for all the features or the components via your universal journal. Like universal ledger journal can be done in your general ledgers, asset accountings, material ledger, customer ledger as well. And this extensibility for ledger accounting, we can also extend the coding block, so that we will be learning the in practical step by step how to extend your coding block. And HANA based reporting of all the components. So here reporting is also based on your HANA, nothing but your HANA database, whether your general ledger accounting or costing or controlling or even the asset accounting. So yes, let us analyze what is SAP Central Finance. So SAP Central Finance is also called as CFIN, which we call it as Central Finance, CFIN. And it is a single repository of financial accounting. So it is basically given a term called it is a repository, single repository for your financial accounting. Most large organizations look for a simple and complete view of financial reports. Yes, many MNCs why they are sticking or why they are stick to SAP software is because of these features. Even in ECC also we had got this feature. So even in S4HANA, we have got a better enhanced feature where any MNCs who looks for simple and complete view of your financial reports across the organizational unit, which is one of the top challenge. So no other software has got this feature, which can be viewed complete view of your financial reports for one organizational unit that satisfies with your SAP Central Finance. It involves pulling financial data from different source systems, nothing but it is called extraction of your data from different systems and replicating to a system from which we can take complete financial system. So here we can make it a extraction process. So in Central Finance, We learn all about your extraction and replicating the data to view your complete financial statements, like your balance sheet, like your cost sheets, like your inventory sheet, like your profit and loss, cash flow statements, funds flow statements, so on. SAP introduced SAP Central Finance to enable this. So, in order to have this reporting in a larger way or in a complete way, SAP introduced this concept called SAP Central Finance. And SAP Central Finance system pulls the accounting data from different systems and replicates it in a universal journal entry table of the SAP S/4HANA system. So yes, we work with one universal table which is called AC Doka. So in that particular table, this particular entry will be replaced. Central Finance is a separate product and needs a license. Yes. Central Finance will not be inbuilt in your SAP Simple Finance. So it has to be purchased separately. And when you are purchasing it, it requires a separate license too. And it is a part of SAP S/4HANA and no additional installation is required. So only thing is you need to purchase a license for this as well. The deployment option is similar. No more additional installation is required over here. Central Finance consultants do some additional coding to transfer the data from source system. So what exactly, if you want to view the complete financial statements, we do some coding to transfer this data from source system to target system. That is why in order to get into SAP Central Finance, we need to have a basic idea about the programming language, that is into ABAP, because here we do a few codings in order to transfer the data from your source system to the target system, nothing but your central finance system. And with central finance, customer can transition to SAP S4 HANA Finance without disrupting current systems. So in this way, without disturbing your current system scenarios, we can still have a transition of the reports with a common reporting structure. This will allow business to get the benefits of SAP S/4HANA Finance functionalities, consolidation, automation, etc. The most important prerequisite for a successful central finance system is data harmonization across source and target system. Yes. So one of the biggest challenge here is we need to have a programming knowledge, because coding plays a vital role here. So through this coding, we can maintain the source system as well as the target system data. So basically, central finance projects involve 3 to 4 system landscapes like SAP ERP system or non-SAP system, nothing but which we call it as a source system, and SAP SLT, which is nothing but which reads and replicates before documents. So this is one of the landscape. It is the glue that holds different systems together. So whatever systems you have at non-SAP or SAP ERP, it puts every system at one place and collects postings from different systems and directs central finance system. It is used to move and synchronize data in real time. MDG, which is an optional for the source system, nothing but your source system can be a MDG system also, master data management system. And then another system landscape is SAP S4 HANA system, which is otherwise called as CFIN system, nothing but central finance system. So what are the different reporting options do we have? Here we have various reporting options like your front, it is based on your front end as well as back end. A real-time reporting can be performed using business object tools like smart business apps, SAP Lumira, etc. These are the different objects or different reporting options. In business suite, embedded BW can be used for supporting business processes. Yes, we go for your BW based reports, nothing but business warehouse based analytic reports. Processes are, for example, SAP BW OLAP. Yeah, we do with SAP BWOLAP system, which is nothing but online application processing scenarios and integrated business planning for finance. So remaining concepts we will be learning in our next session. Thank you.